This is John Gizzi coming to you from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. The last time I was here at Steve's Deli last December, the chairman of the Republican Party in Michigan predicted to me without hesitation, we will be relevant this year. Well, true to form, Bobby Schostak was right. And here he is, the chairman of the Republican Party in Michigan, and about one of the few Republicans who is sincerely uncommitted in the primary for president tomorrow. Welcome, Mr. Chairman.
It's good to be with you again.
Nice to see you again.
Thank
you. It's kind of poignant that we'd be here at Steve's Deli because that's where you told me, again, months ago, that this nomination would not be wired and over by February, not by a long shot, and that Michigan would be relevant.
Well, you think about it. I'd like to think I had a crystal ball, but reality, we're ground zero for the Obama economy, the recession. We're ground zero for the spending and the stimulus and the things that he said would happen that would be positive for Michigan and positive for our country, all of which proved to be otherwise. And Michigan voters, Michigan citizens are deeply affected by these policies. All of the candidates point to Michigan as an example, being a manufacturing state, a blue-collar state, that the implications of this economy has on them personally, their homes, their neighbors, their families. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Let's explore that a bit further. Again, going back to our last meeting here in 2011, you predicted the economy would work to the advantage of the eventual Republican nominee. And yet, the apparent success of the auto bailout, or at least what the administration says is successful, appears to be working in the president's favor because his lead in polls for potential GOP rivals has grown significantly since December of last year. What do you say about that?
Well, the president would like to take credit for the success of the automobile companies, which is completely unfair and inappropriate for a couple of simple reasons. One, we're selling more cars, not because of a bailout or the source of the bailout. We're selling more cars because of the engineering, the design, the quality of the vehicles built on the line by our workers here in Michigan. That's what's making the difference. So to call upon a source of the capital, taxpayer dollars, to be appropriate and then therefore then take credit for this is contrary to reality.
All right, and you intend to say that on the stump?
We've been saying that over and over again because whether you're a Mitt Romney guy or a Santorum or a Paul, regardless, the issue is really the same. As the president wants credit for a bailout, which we all are opposed to government spending on bailouts to begin with. But then to say, okay, that's the reason why cars are selling? Come on. That would be like giving credit to the bank if this were a traditional bankruptcy and say the reason we're selling cars is because Chase or Bank of America was the lender and therefore they made these great cars sell. It's not logical.
All right. Turning to the Republican primary on Tuesday, a question that always comes up in Michigan, and certainly one that I've reported on for decades, revolves around the fact that the Wolverine state has no party registration and that Republicans can vote in Democratic primaries and vice versa. And this has happened going back to when George Wallace was a resounding winner here in 1972, with a little help from Republican voters. And of course, John McCain defeated George W. Bush with some help from Democratic voters. Do you see this happening again in any way?
The fact that that's a conversation suggests to me that the Democrats are concerned about Obama having a successful re-election and making it back to the White House. The reality is that Obama's policies in Michigan and around the country are highly questioned as to their viability and appropriateness, number one. Number two, here in Michigan, if Democrats are trying to have some influence in the outcome of the election, that tells me again that they're feeling like their candidate is weak. And the reality is, what will it matter? Is it a couple percent, 5%, 10%? We'll have 1 million plus voters. It's 50,000 votes, 75,000 votes. For who? Which one of the Democrats are they going to choose to, which one of the Republicans are they going to choose to vote for? I mean, you tell me. Is it split up amongst 3 of them, 4 of them? Who knows?
Right. Now, President King of the UAW has not made any major utterances about calling for a crossover or his own Operation Chaos, to borrow a term from Rush Limbaugh. Do you see any evidence that union leaders or Mark Brewer, the Democratic chairman, your counterpart, are doing this?
Well, Mark Brewer will publicly say he's not encouraging it. There have been emails from Democrat leaders around the state encouraging it. I don't think at the end of the day it matters one way or the other. I have more confidence in all voters that they're going to vote for their guy, their candidate. Democrats, if they choose to vote in the primary, they'll vote for President Obama. Republicans will pick one of the people that best represents their values.
All right. You've been copiously neutral in the race. We're hours away from the voting. Do you want to predict the winner?
It's going to be very close. I think Rick Santorum came in here with momentum. Mitt Romney's got, obviously, a home field advantage. Ron Paul and Newt Gingrich have been active in the state for months. The last 10 days, 2 weeks, basically Santorum and Romney have owned the airwaves. And as a result, it's within the margin of error. It's going to be a close race. It's exciting.